Hello, my friends, and welcome to the AI Show. This is Seth Juarez, and this time we are going to be live. I guess I can take the starting soon banner off. Hey there, welcome to this episode of the AI Show. We're going to be live today until about, we have 90 minutes of cool content here for you. And I just want to lay out what it is that we're doing today. I'm pretty excited to have you there, have you here. Please, I'd love to have your comments. If you're on Learn TV, I'm monitoring the actual comments. If you are watching on YouTube, I am also getting those comments. I'm also streaming to a number of different places as well. So if you're there, just feel free to type in your comments. I look at them over here. So for example, the first comment I saw was waiting. Come on. ... Yes. It's very tricky. There's a lot of buttons I have here. And if I push them the wrong way, like everything explodes, and we don't want that. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing today, if that's okay. So let me go over here and see if there we go. Got my screen here. For today's show, it's going to be pretty exciting because we have a number of things happening. I'm going to get my handy dandy Wacom top. By the way, I hope you noticed I bought a new microphone. Look at this. Look at this beauty. So everyone needs to tell me so that I can, tell my significant other that the cost was indeed justified. Just be like, wow, Seth, this is the greatest thing I have ever heard in my life today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure to get those comments in. I want to make sure to answer all your questions. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing today. Thank you, Mohammed. Salim is, I guess, a great... Yeah, thank you. I'm going to tell my significant other that it was well worth the expense. Sandeep, where am I from? I am a man of planet Earth. I'm excited to be here. You know what? When it comes to AI and machine learning, it's all the same. Like the math is the same pretty much everywhere. And I'll tell you, the only difference is that for some reason in the UK, they have maths, plural. I don't know what kind of extra secret math they got over there, but in America, we only have one. All right, so let's get my tablet here. And today's show is going to go something like this. We're going to start number one with an actual taping. Do we even say taping anymore? We should have a better word for it. Like, it's not a taping, right? We don't tape stuff anymore. Do we? I am very excited. Me too, Christian. We actually have a pretty good show, and I'll tell you about it. So today, for the show, we're going to have a live taping of our traditional AI show. Now, the traditional AI show, let me tell you what this is for. So at Microsoft, we put stuff out all the time. And the reality is it's really hard to get something out fast. And the fastest way we've learned to do it with AI is to just like have the people that make the products come onto the AI show and talk about it. And we record a little something, and then we edit it, and then we put it out. If you want to see where we put it, it's on the YouTube channel, MS Dev, or if you go to channel 9 here, channel9.msdn.com, and you scroll down, you can see some of my other colleagues. Look, there I am again. Down here in AI and research, there is something called the AI show, and you can see that we basically what we used to do is we put out videos on different features of the products, and sometimes we have guests, from other companies. Andreas was from a different company because they have cool stuff, and then a bunch of cool stuff that basically we built. This one was really good. So we talked about just Python. Here was another one on like building a fashion recognizer with PyTorch and Dmitro Julgakov. Awesome guy. So what we would usually traditionally do is we would basically record these shows and then we'd edit them afterwards. So we're still going to do that. But I told the marketing people if it was okay, if I could like record it whilst I'm streaming, and then we'll edit it the same way we used to. But you get to watch behind the scenes what it looks like to actually record this stuff. And sometimes we have to record it like before it's actually out. So you get to see the stuff before it's actually out. So I'm actually pretty excited. We have a live taping of the AI show, and today we're going to be talking about what's new with Translator for the first little bit, of course. And then we're going to get back to our project. Remember, we were working on here. So number 2, there's going to be a 2A and a B. Our project here. Let me make sure we're still writing this up. And our project, you remember, was rock, paper, scissors. So rock, paper, scissors with AI. Let me get this up a little bit. It feels a little dark in here without some music here. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I just have it on autoplay, so I don't even know it's... Now this feels like actually officially fancy. Excuse me. So for our project, we're going to try to get 2 things done today. Last week, we bought Rochambeau.ai. And then what we did is we pulled down Docusaurus to make our website, but we didn't finish putting it up so that everyone could go look at it, right? So we're going to do, like, I'm literally building this from scratch. This isn't like, hey, let me look at my notes over here. And now, if you type these 1,000 lines of code, you have your very own AI thingy. I don't know if I like this song. It feels like I'm... Let's start from the... Let's start here. There you go. There you go. This is better, right? Okay. So I'm literally writing it myself. And so basically, you're going to watch like how an actual programmer does stuff. And as many of you know, because you're all programmers, we're going to do a lot of Googling with Bing to figure out how to do stuff. And that's okay, right? I have some projects, and I showed them last week, that we're going to use as our starting point. But then there's some stuff that I just never done before that we're going to figure out together. So I'm pretty excited about that. So for today, part A, put up our site. Number A. And number B, what we're going to do is I showed you how I used cognitive services to actually detect whether I'm doing rock, paper, or scissors. You remember that? Hopefully you remember that. And if you don't, the recordings are up and you can go and watch them. But I showed you how I use. But what I want to do is I want to build our own custom artisanal free range AI model, cage free. And so to do that, I need to actually have some data, and the data is actually inside of Cognitive Services, and I need to pull it out. So we're going to use the SDK for custom vision to get our data set. So hopefully that works. And then we're going to get to building. We're going to build a model. And obviously this is what I'm hoping to get done. But as you know how, like, remember when you were first a programmer and you're like, oh, it's going to take 6 hours, and it really takes like 3 days. It doesn't change. So let me get my pen here. Build an AI model. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do today, if that's okay. And obviously, I'm going to solicit all of your help. You're going to tell me where I typed something wrong. Now, let me go to the chat here to see what people are saying in the comments. I'm looking forward to see you behind the scenes. Yeah, Ivana Tilka is a friend of mine. Thank you for coming. So now she's here, and my dad. So that's 2 people. Thank you. Thank you for coming. That is, thank you. I'm going to just go ahead and remind everyone from Muhammad. He's saying it's a great microphone. Indeed, it is. Thank you. And then also we have Christian. She's saying it is a good microphone. Yeah, I know. And if I put it up higher, it looks like I'm on a radio show or something, right? And I love radio shows, or maybe like how do I do this? Let me try this. Man, why do I keep pushing the wrong button? So here we are. So let's try this. We're going to try to see if this really feels like an actual. Hello and welcome to another episode of the AI Show, where we'll be learning what governments across the world are doing with AI. Didn't that sound like the radio? Did it sound? Tell me. Should I do it again? Also, I have to warn you, I got a subscription because obviously you can't just play music on streams like this without licensing them. So I got a license to like a bunch of sound effects, and I'm gonna be using them all up in her. So get ready. By the way, you're also gonna see. And I want you to know this because, like, for the AI show, the official AI show, because it like people reference it to do stuff, you're gonna see that like I'm gonna turn into like show Seth, which is like hello and welcome to this episode of the, and it's gonna. So forgive me if I sound extra corporate-y. I'm even gonna have to turn the music down. I'll leave it on here for now, but that's what we're gonna do. So this is our agenda for today. Super excited. By the way, we have Krishna here for a live taping of the AI show. And as a reminder, I just want to show you that we're going to be talking about what's new with Translator. We're going to get a little bit of that. Now, again, just FYI, we may mess up, but in the final recorded version, you're not going to see that. But basically, you're watching how I flub through an AI show. So I'm excited to do that. Welcome, everybody. To this episode of the AI Show live. We will be back also in 2 weeks, and we'll get a schedule and we'll get a place for you to participate. Also, for the couple of next shows, and this is something we're not doing today, but I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is something I want to do, and I'm going to write this in green here, if that's okay. So number 3, there are some segments where I want to include you, wonderful viewers. The first one is a show and tell. And a show and tell, like, let's just say you built like a really cool thing with AI and just want to share it with people. Send it to me, and we'll take a look at it. Maybe we'll even have you come on if we can chat beforehand. You can show and tell for 10 minutes. What is it that you built and why it's so cool, and etc. And then letter B. This is again segments that I want to do with you all. A show and tell. So this was a project. But B, I want to do like a show and tell with amazing AI libraries. Did I say libraries? Libraries. News alert, the word is actually pronounced library. Okay, there you go. So show and tell with AI libraries. We'll do that too. And by the way, I know some of the folks that work on PyTorch, so we should have them on a couple times. I know some of the people that make TensorFlow, or at least I can find out. Those are some, and I also know people that do the scikit-learn. I know people that do the fast.ai stuff. We should have them come on and do like a show and tell, and any others that you think are interesting. All right, so I think this is a good intro of what we're doing today. Any questions? Everybody good? 3 new questions coming in from Learn TV. Let me get those on here. I hear libraries are in Hold on. News alert, we have just learned from William Mendoza at Microsoft that it is pronounced indeed libraries. I might overuse that one. If I overuse it, just be like, hey, we got to find another one, Seth. Where be all the chats from Jay McCormick? That's a great question. Great question. Now, reporting with Jay McCormick, it turns out that you are actually in a chat. Welcome. I probably can I could probably sneak in another one of those, right? This is amazing. Love the mic, Seth. Thank you, William. I feel like I'm listening to a DJ on the radio. Welcome to 7-102.5, where we're going to listen to oldies, newbies, and the songs that your dad does not want to hear all. I should do radio one day, you know, when Microsoft like watches this entire show and they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. Like, I may have a thriving career in radio, because obviously TV. All right, we should get serious. It's 15 after, and I promised Krishna we would get to the show. So let's switch over to corporate mode here. I am going to move over to this here, and we're going to bring Krishna on, and we'll just do like a little pre-vamp is what I like to call it. So let's go here. Let me do this overlay right here so that people know it's the AI show. We'll do a little pre-vamp, and I'm going to turn into. Okay, we got to turn into. We got to turn into AI show Seth. Okay. All right, so let's bring Krishna on before we actually record the show. So let's bring you on, buddy. How you doing, Krishna?
Hi, Seth. I'm excited to be part of your AI show.
Yes. So just a couple of things. Krishna, usually the way it works is Krishna. I send a little form to Krishna, and he fills it out. I want to talk about these things, and then I come up with here's how I think it should go. And then Krishna's like, dude, yes, and, because Krishna is a professional. You know, the yes and people are like, that's a nice way of saying your idea is awesome, because but is kind of an ugly word in English, still makes my 10-year-old laugh, even if you use it in context. And Krishna sends me a list of what he's going to show and what's going on during the show. And so that's what we are going to do with him. So let's not add that yet. I want to make sure to get everything correct. So a couple of instructions for you, Krishna. Just look right at the screen the whole time. We have a list of things that we're going to talk about. We talk about, and then also, this is another tip. If you run out of things to say, just stop talking.
Okay.
That's the key, right? Because what happens is you just saw me like 15 minutes of, dude, Seth, you should literally stop talking. Right? So we're gonna, but you just literally stop talking. And let me make sure that our titles are up. There you go. Okay. So the way it works, Krishna, is, and let me make sure that's overlay number 5. Stand by. Okay, that's the right one. Because by the way, for our AI show, we have all brand new assets, and I'm not just talking about this asset. Hold on. I have something for that. Hold on. I should have had this. I should have had this ready to go. There you go. Not just, man, why is this thing is so, I need to figure this out. Not just this asset. Krishna, you're not even laughing, man. You're like, is this not funny?
The first one was good.
Oh, this is him. He's like, that's what I was expecting, Krishna. Instead, I literally got this. Good job, Seth, on the first one. All right. We should record this thing, because, I mean, this is how we pay the bills, Krishna. All right, everybody ready? By the way, if you have any questions for Krishna, just as you're going, just put them in there. And it's cool because we're gonna do it like we're recording it and there's no studio audience. But afterwards, we've convinced Krishna to answer all of your top secret questions, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, you ready? So we're gonna look straight ahead, and I'm gonna do what's called a Twitter video. So there's like I do like a 15-second like stinger thing where I'm like, you're not gonna want to miss this episode of the AI show where Krishna takes us through what's new with Translator. not just a box to translate things, but much more. You're not going to miss it. And then what I'll do is I'll go to our stinger number 5. And I'll be like, hello and welcome to this episode of the AI Show. You see the transition? And at the end, once we're done with the combo, I'll be like, thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of the AI Show. Hopefully, we'll see you next time. And then, okay, so you got it?
Yep.
Okay, here's the thing. Don't be like, if you make a mistake, don't be like, hey, can we do that over again? Because then we have to.
Okay.
Can we do that over again? No. We're going to leave it just like this. Yeah, so don't do that. If like you make a mistake, you just be like, because we still want it to be kind of authentic, right? Because this is authentic. We're just talking about tech, right? But in a condensed form. Just be like, what I meant to say or whatever. And then again, if you run out of things to say, stop talking. Okay? All right, ready?
Sure.
All right, now it's time to put our professional faces on. Get my drink of water here. Get my drink of water. Ready. Okay. And then get my drink here, my other drink. We're ready to go. I'm going to move this out the way. Okay. You ready, Krishna?
Yep.
Let me take the names off. This is in full. It's overlay number. Oh, I should put overlay number 1. No, not that one. I should put banner up number 1. What's new with Translator? Okay, time for the Twitter video. Are you ready? And and then I got to get my notes up over here on screen number 7 here. Okay, here we go. Okay, hopefully y'all are, if you're watching, you're probably like, is this what's happens when you're every time? This is how it works every time. You're seeing behind the scenes. Okay, let's do this. Ready. Number 5. Here we go. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where we talk with Krishna about what's new with Translator, not just a text box to translate speech, but speech. I messed up. Text. I got to do it again. Okay, I got to do it again. Okay. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where Krishna walks us through what's new in Translator, not just text in a box to be translated, but oh gosh, man, everyone's watching like, is this really what happens? Yeah, I have to do this like 6 times. Okay, this is the one. This is the one. I feel it. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where Krishna takes us through what's new with Translator, not just text in a box, but much more. Make sure you tune in. That was a good one, but I have to take the banner off here. I made a mistake in that. That was a good one. I felt like that was a good one. But we got to do something here. I'll do it one more time, and then this is the last one. Last one. Poor Krishna. He's like sitting there like, your first joke was funny, Seth. All right, this is the one. I feel it. Let's get your names on there here. Okay. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where we talk about what's new with Translator, not just text in a box, but much more. Make sure you tune in. Hello and welcome to this episode of the AI Show where we've got a special guest with us, Krishna, to talk about what's new with Translator. Krishna, tell us who you are and what you do, my friend.
Hi, I work as a principal program manager at Microsoft. I've been with Microsoft for 15 plus years, and I'm responsible for Translator Service under Microsoft Azure Cognitive Services.
Fantastic. So here's a question. When we talk about translation of text, I'm used to like going to a website and typing in some text, and then out comes the text in a different language. Is this what we're talking about? Like an API? How long have we been doing it? How many languages do we support?
We have been doing this for more than 10 years in Microsoft Translator Service, and currently we support more than 70 plus languages in our service.
That's amazing. Like, is it? And we have APIs that you can just call and give text to, and then languages come back. Is that right?
Yep. It's a very simple API, and you make a post request and give a body, and in your request body, you give your text and specify what's your from language and to language, and we get the translated text back in Civi, and it's a real-time translation.
So this is really cool. So how are customers receiving this? How are they using it? How can we inspire other people to use it as well? Uh, any challenges that they've had?
Yes. So Microsoft Translate is one of the highly consumed cognitive service. In spite of that, we keep getting feedback from customers to increase the character limits in our real-time translation API request. And then we said, okay, let's speak to these customers, and spoke to those customers and understood what customers are actually doing about with translating large content of text. And then we found that customers are really actually dealing with documents. It means customer extract textual content from the document, splits them into smaller chunks, translate them using our service, and merge all those translated chunks back to reconstruct a translated document. It's really pain when they translate huge volume of documents.
So really what customers were doing, they were like, text in a text box is great, or an API, let's just say. But what they were doing is they were taking documents, let's just say, I'm assuming like a Word document, and they were taking out the text, translating it, and then putting it back in. Is that right?
Yes, it's not just the Word document. They translate Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, any kind of document. So you make a presentation for your company, and it's an MNC company. You want to transfer this document, PowerPoint presentation in one language into N languages, then that's what they're doing it.
So did we want them to keep doing it this way? Did we introduce anything to make it a little bit better for them?
Absolutely not, Russ. So we don't want them to spend a whole lot of time in parsing the document. It's a technology in there, and what we are going to do is soon we are introducing an asynchronous document translation feature as part of Microsoft Translator Service, which enables user to translate large volume of documents in variety of file formats, including text, HTML, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook messages, or even Adobe PDF, easily into a single or multiple target languages. Same time, we are going to preserve the layout and structure as in the original file format.
So this is actually really cool, because basically customers were showing you what it is that they were doing, and then you said, why not make a service out of it? I'm still a little confused about how it might work. Is there a way that you can show us?
Sure. That's what we're here.
All right, let's pause right there.
Let me share my screen.
Let's pause right there. We got to do a break, because I want to make sure that I get your screen up there correctly. Okay. Stand by. So I'm going to actually ask the question again, if that's okay.
Yep.
And then we'll go straight to your screen. Okay. Okay. Actually, we'll just go straight to your screen and be like, sure. Just be like, sure. I actually have something on my screen, so let's go there. All right, go.
Okay. So here you could see two files in English document stored under source en container under a subfolder demo1. And we are going to translate these two files into Spanish language and store them into a container target ES. Okay. And I have generated SAS token with time limits for the source and target containers with necessary read and write permission. Okay.
So let's pause right here. If I can ask a couple of questions. So basically, what customers need to do is put their documents into some kind of blob storage and just put them there. Is that right? And then the service will take those things out of there. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. They just put the documents over the source container in a blob storage and provide read permission to us, and create a target container and provide write permission to us, and make a service request, and I would show about it, and then boom, the translation happens, and the translated files goes back to the target container.
So let's pause right here, if that's okay. So basically what you're doing is, it looks like you're making a post to an endpoint, but instead of just sending text, you're sending a location where there might be a lot of documents, and then a target location to push the translation of those documents out. Is that right?
Absolutely right.
Okay.
And we have some more additional nuances to it. And user can provide various filters to translate files in a specific folders, or they can specify filters like, hey, files starting with something and files ending with blah. Those kind of filters we provide. And the good part is we also enable custom translation. The customer can specify, hey, use the default translation models, or they've spent good amount of time in building a custom translation model using our custom translator service, and they can reuse that here and translate the documents using their own custom models.
I see. And this is really cool because basically what you're doing is you're submitting a batch job of a set of documents, and you're basically sending the API a bunch of instructions on here's what you need to do with all these documents. Am I getting this right?
Absolutely. So you specify in the source URL, the source URL where you have the container, and you specify the SAS key, and you specify what's the source language, and similarly you specify the target container URL and model and the target language. And good thing is you can specify a number of targets, and we translate into multiple languages.
Oh, so
And
you can
once
do
you,
multiple languages at the same time too.
yes,
Cool.
in a single request.
That's cool. How long does this process usually take?
This process, the power of this service relies on when you translate large number of documents in a single request. We could get say something like, if you send 10 plus documents, we could send in complete in 20 minutes. It means on an average we could get documents translated in less than 2 minutes.
That's cool. So basically, this batch job is something you send, and it's something maybe you do at night, and then come back to work, come home. Well, we're all working from home a little bit too, but you come back to work, and everything is basically done for you.
Yep.
Do you have examples of what this process looks like at the end? I'm sure we probably don't want to just look at it.
Yep. Let me show you the document. So here is the sample document in English, and here is the translated document. I'm showing it side by side so that you can get a feel of it. And this Word document gets translated using the service, which preserves the layout and structure as it's in the original document. And here you can see the headings, bold, are preserved, and the table layouts are preserved, and the highlights are preserved. And not just the Word file, you can also see the same document. We had English file in PDF, and we have the same thing got translated using the service into Spanish, and you could see how good it preserved the layout and structure of the document. This is unique to our service.
This is my surprised face. I didn't realize that we were also preserving document structure. This is amazing. So let's just say you have some training documents and you've written them all in Word, because that's, I don't know, people do that. You can literally have all of those translated, send one call at the end of your work day when you finish all the docs, and the next day you can have them all translated in whatever languages you want. Is that correct?
Exactly. Absolutely.
This is impressive. Where can people go to find out more about this?
So this service is going to be public preview soon. Currently, it's in private preview with select set of customers. Soon it will be open to public preview. That's where we'll provide a link down this as part of this video session. You can go there and learn more about when it is coming and how to use the service.
Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Krishna. And again, thank you so much for watching. We've been learning about some of the cool new features in Translator here on the AI Show. Hopefully, we'll see you next time. Take care. Oh, man, I forgot to take the banner off. Did you see that? And you're like, I forgot to. Dang it. Hold on, I'll do the close one more time, so that way, just in case, I'll do it with the banner, and then I'll turn the banner off. Krishna, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We've been learning all about what's new with Translator, some amazing features that are very useful to businesses. Thanks you so much for watching, and hopefully we will see you next time. Take care. Boom. Krishna, man. Did we get everything?
Yep.
But all right. So I've convinced Krishna to stay a little bit longer after to answer anybody's questions. So let's get these here going. Let me turn the let's go out of corporate mode here. By the way, did y'all notice how I went into corporate mode?
Yeah.
I try to tone it down, because because I do shows like Build and Ignite sometimes, and you can't tone it down too much, but you can't be too much, right? So all right, Krishna, let's see what we got here. Rob McDonald, here's a really good comment. I want to put this up here so people. You're scoring with the middle-aged Canadian humor and AI enthusiast market might be a niche. Yeah, there are literally dozens of people that think I'm famous. Half of them are related to me. Rob, thank you. In fact, we had on our scorecard middle-aged Canadian humor and AI enthusiast as part of our demographic. So thank you for that, Rob. Oh, people like laughing at us. All right. We got to ask questions because we have an actual professional here. Is there an AI used during the translation process that is able to capture the accuracy of the translation based on the field context, say like finance, medicine, etc.? That's a question for you. It's a really good question. I'll put it up. Oh, well, there you go.
Yep. So that's where we have a product called custom translation, where the user can bring in their own domain-specific data and then train on top of the standard translation model so that they get translation specific to the domain data.
Cool. Oh, so basically what you're saying is that you can, if it's not working all the way, you can create your own custom models to work with your domain in the system. Is that right?
Yes.
That's a great question, JR. Okay. There is a cost question. I think this is going to be a hard one to answer, Victor, primarily because it's not even out yet. Right? So I don't know if we can answer. And do you do anything with the cost stuff, Krishna?
It's too early to talk about it and wait for some more time.
Yeah. Okay. See, I knew it. But again, I had to ask because. All right. A new edge at GitHub. That's amazing. Okay, nailed it. Clap. Okay, so I'm looking. It looks like, let's go over here to Learn TV here. There's one new question. You need a button that hides the banner when it shows that graphic. You need more computer, basically. Cassie, yes. So look, by the way, Cassie, because Cassie's a colleague of mine, incidentally. I actually have here, Krishna. I have found a way. We're using StreamYard.
Oh.
Don't tell anybody, but we're using. So basically, I found a way to enhance StreamYard. So I actually can push buttons here, and then stuff happens here, right? And so I do have something like that. But what happens is, like, the combination of things that happen is I literally do like hit this button, then this button, then this button, and then it's like, wait, well, what if I want to show this over, but I also want to talk, right? There's two buttons that I have to actually push to make this work.
There are too many buttons, and you need to manage them very.
And then I wish I had another camera. I have a soundboard here, so I can go up and down on my volume, and then the background music is a different knob, and then obviously you have this knob right here, and then you have the sound effects are on a different knob. And the other thing is cool. And if you don't know this, I might do this later, Krishna. Sorry, I'm like totally abusing your time, Krishna. Is it anything else you want to share, or any comments that you want to share before we move on to the next thing?
And the device has too many buttons. I'm really wondering how you manage them.
Well, like I said, I'm a good artist, as you can see. Like,
yeah.
This is me. This is a picture of me behind. It's not. It's a drawing of me.
Oh.
Better part of a month to get that done. I'm just kidding. Krishna, it's been a pleasure, my friend. We'll get this out hopefully in a week, and then it'll be up on the AI show hopefully soon. And then we'll give you links. And then the links that you want me to put in the show notes, just send them over to me, okay?
Sure. And thanks, Seth, and excited part of this show.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next time. Take care, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Now it's time for us to do our work. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, now I can move all this stuff over. All right, that was fun. A better setup than Twitch streamer. Maybe, Naruto. Maybe. Maybe. So that's how I record AI episodes. And so now what's going to happen is I have to download the actual video. And then you saw some parts where I messed up. We're going to cut that out. By the way, is this distracting that there's a picture of me like right behind me that looks just like me? It looks just like me, right? My kid even got the coloring. Maybe I need to change the lighting in here. All right. All right, friends. Keep rocking, dear Krishna. Yeah, Krishna's awesome. He's such a good sport too. I mean, this is hard. Because usually, like, people that work on the products are so excited about working on the products. They're not as excited about, okay, I got to go on some show with Seth. All right. Okay, and now it's time to get to working on our stuff here. So, rock, paper, scissors. And by the way, Learn TV is ruthless. It will literally cut me off at 12:30. Ruthless. I wrote that code. It's ruthless. It literally will just cut people off. So, FYI. All right. So we are going to put up the site. That's something we did not do last time. I bought Rochambeau.ai. I'm trying to remember where I even put this. LS CD Rochambeau. Boom. There you go. So let's code dot boom. I went to the other screen here. I'm trying to remember how we even did this. You ever work on a project and then you come back and you're like, what the heck did I even do? I don't know what I did. The best look, I am by no means like a good front end dev. Like remember when JavaScript was like image rollovers and you're like, wow, I made the image hover. Booyah. Now you can just do that with CSS. But not when I started, kids. We had to write our tablets back then were made of stone. I gotta be faster with the. Here, I gotta be faster. Okay, let's reset. Let's reset, everybody. Let's reset. Zachary, Seth, how goes it? Zachary, it's fantastic. By the way, I got a new microphone. It's supposed to make me sound like I'm on the radio. So, Zach, let me know if it's true. Okay. So I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna set up the joke again. Just pretend we're editing. We're editing this out. I'm not this. We don't edit this, but just in mental. So back when I wrote JavaScript, we had to write it on tablets, and they were literally made out of stone. Did that work? Okay, cool. I thought it was funny. I gotta have people like laugh or something. So thank you. I know it was one of my better jokes. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, Dave. All right, you, buddy. It's so weird doing these things. It's like you don't know if you're actually being funny. All right, so what we're doing. I always look at the package.json to see what the heck, how you even do anything on this. Scripts. Is this yarn? Yeah, it looks like it's yarn. That's how I look at yarn. And then I look at the package.json. So how about yarn start? Let's do that. Cd client ls yarn start. Here we go. Docusaurus, a start. Yes, things are happening. Here we go. Here is the actual Rochambeau.ai. Okay. So we want to just get this up and like as quick as we can so we can start working on the AI bits, right? So we want to get this up as soon as we can and then get some CI/CD process around that. VSC. Okay. By the way, if I look over here, my other screen is over there. I want to make sure Okay, thank you. There's questions on Learn TV. They're telling me. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so we want to get this up somehow, and I figured why not use the handy. We have a what's it called? A static web app. Static web app. Microsoft. What is Azure Static Web Apps? Nice. Cool. Cool. Blah blah blah. Key features. Blah. Build your first static web app. I have that. I did the GitHub thing. Let's see, github.com. I think I put it on AI Advocates. Oh, I remember. Remember, we couldn't do it because I had to set a permission on this. Rochambeau. Very good. So it's all up there. Let's see if there's anything that. No, everything seems to be happy. By the way, I recently changed my side thing to over here. So if I it's still tricky for me. And here's the reason why I was told that this is a good idea. It turns out that when this is on the left-hand side, because we are left to right reading, this might be better the other way if you're right to left. But left to right, every time I push this, like all of this moved, and my brain would have to do like a cognitive, okay, let's do a shift. And I didn't want to do that. So I'm trying to experiment with the Explorer on this side. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get this to work. So AI Advocates, let me go to Azure. Portal. Make sure I don't show any secretness things. I have so many Microsoft accounts. Oh. Gotta authenticate here. Thank you. I am authenticated. Boom. I better move this because maybe I'm working on something secret. Secret stuff. Okay. Now I'm in my static web app. Did I already start a thing? What did it do? This is like, you know how yesterday's lazy makes today's crazy? Maybe past Seth actually did a thing. Oh, let's see. Delightful. It's live and waiting for my content. All right, how do we do this? Okay. Configuration. I'll turn this up here. Custom domains, environments. Oh. Main. Okay, did we do a workflow in here? Looks like it did do a workflow, but it's not going to work, right? Because like I have it, I'm trying to do a mono repo too. And so the client here is there. So let's see if we can't. Let's do this. Let's pull here. So it looks like I did get it to do the GitHub thing, but it didn't actually push up. So Roche. Oops, I am all caps. Git pull origin main. Boom. Okay. Okay, so let's make sure that it put all the secrets in the right spot here. Secrets. Secret. Yeah, it did. It put it there. Okay. Cool. Okay, so everything seems to be doing the right thing. I think I just need to point it to the right place. So the app location is going to be in client, and then if we do have an API, we want to look in client/API. Okay, let me sign in. How many times I gotta sign into stuff all the time? There you go. So that's signing in. Okay, I'm signed in. I can close this page. Boom. I'm always scared like I'm gonna accidentally close like the thing that's actually streaming everything. Everyone's like, where'd he go? Great question. Close that. Okay. So back to this thing. Okay, so that's in there. Output location is optional. Action upload. I don't know what else I should do. Let's see if there's a custom So for build, it would be clear. I think it's build. So we do npm build. Let's just see what happens if we just fix the path. So we'll control S that here. And then I know there's a way to do like the git stuff on Visual Studio Code, but like I don't know. Git add dot git minus m added for boy. Okay. I sign all my commits. So git push origin name. Okay, now let's go back to GitHub here. And let's see if the action does anything. Because it failed before, right? Because it didn't have the right path, is what I'm guessing. But let's go here. No, not that one. This one. Okay. So now let's see. Okay, things are happening. Here we go. I'm going to take a drink. I graciously muted myself. Because, you know, like, you don't want to hear people drinking stuff. It's like a weird sound. Let's be honest. It's weird. Okay. All right. So let's see. This is the part I'm interested in. It looks like it's building a container here for the client. Remember last time what I did is when I created the static app, I linked it to GitHub. And it looks like what it did is it dropped this. Yeah, you can see it. It dropped this YAML file to do a GitHub action to deploy. So, okay. Looks like it knows to use yarn. Hopefully it knows to do yarn build. Let's go back and let's see why the other one failed. Because I'm guessing it's because of the path, right? It's like, I don't know. Here we go. This is the old build and deploy that happened. When did this happen? Does it say when these things happen? 7 days ago, right? Because we did this a week ago. Yeah. So it didn't find the right file. So that's why it didn't work. So let's go back to the because I'm trying to do this like glorious mono repo thingy. Here we go. By the way, has anyone else done a static web app before? Out of curiosity. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. You know how when you're writing stuff, oh, jeez. I think it failed. Oryx? Okay. Yeah, it failed. Let's see why. Platform Node.js is not installed. It installed it. Yarn install. So it did that. Building package done. Yarn install blah. It did the build. Where does it build? So let's do this. Let's go to the CD client and then to yarn build and see where it puts it. Because maybe we just need to tell it where. Yeah. Is that where? No, I don't think. Static. No. Where does it put stuff when it does a build? Yarn build. No. Oh, there it is. Build. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go back to this thing and say the output is in build. Haderf. That should move. Git status. Git add dot. Git commit minus M. By the way, you're all like, this is an AI show. We're doing like front end stuff. Hey, look. Software ain't real till you do some JavaScript. Okay. I have to. I do git add dot. Oh, Okay. Oh, I know why. CD dot dot. Okay. Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay. Push. All right. This one is going to work. Question from EBT. Hey, hi, sir. Is AGI possible? AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence. So the history of AI is quite long. It started in the 1950s, and there was a couple of phases that the AI folks went through. By the way, I'll do my TED talk while this thing is building, because this is the best part of building everything, is waiting for things to not work. So basically, there was this notion that it started all the way back with Turing, where it was this like Turing test that is supposed to tell you whether something is intelligent or not. And I want you to imagine we live in the 1850s, and all of a sudden we are transported into the future inside of a plane. Like, I love Delta, so I'm inside of a Delta plane. And you go back in time to 1850, and your job is to rebuild a plane. But you were inside the plane, and you just looked out the window. And now this is a little bit similar to how AI was built, right? What they did is they looked at human intelligence as if they were from the 1850s inside of an airplane. And they started working on if we build out what it looked like on the inside, maybe we can fly and mimic human intelligence. And what happened is practitioners and researchers started arguing over like the color of the seats. This is still an analogy. Or where should the lights be inside? Or, there was a thing for when in reality, like, the thing that makes the airplane fly is actually quite elusive when you're sitting inside of an airplane. It's hard to figure out. Even if you're in the air, you know that something, but if you don't know like Bernoulli's principle or the physics of it, it's hard to manufacture. And so what happens is, because human intelligence is very ill-defined, number one, and number two, it's very difficult to quantify what intelligence looks like. Turing tried to do it with the Turing test, but we know now that like you can do a regular expression with ELIZA and then make people think that it's actually real. It runs into its corner cases. But the reality of the matter is, my particular opinion, under current computational constraints, actual intelligence, like the human spark intelligence, I don't think it's possible. But you can build a bunch of smaller systems that do very specific things that are intelligent adjacent, and then you can put them together to make it look like. It's like the difference between sugar and what's that thing that has a saccharin in it? Splenda. Like, sure, Splenda is sweet, but in like 50 years, we'll be like, we ate that stuff? And that's what was considered sweet? And so to answer your question, is AGI possible? I think it is, but under current computational constraints, my sense is that it's not. Under quantum computational constraints, my sense is that maybe it could be, right? Because of the way that the computational process spreads out in parallel. So that is my opinion. And like I said, the AI folks went through it's a bunch of rules. If we create a bunch of intelligent rules, then the thing will become intelligent. That didn't work. Then there was the behaviorists that were like, if we can define the behaviors and behavior subsumption, then that will work. And then it didn't. And then there was like the people are like, well, maybe it's both. And then both of them together kind of worked. And then there were others that are like, okay, it looks like we're literally just trying to make functions from data. And so we had like the rise of like machine learning models. And then they figured out there's certain problems that feel human that deep learning seemed to fix. And our computational power, because neural networks are old, but our computers finally were able to do them. And that's where that. So, great. Yeah, Steve, I want to put this up here. The best part of building things is waiting for them to not work. Yeah. That's why. By the way, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's see if this worked. Waiting for deployment. Refresh. Ready. Overview. Let's go. Boom. This we got to get Dave back for this. Thanks, Dave. You're my number one fan, Dave.
All right.
All right is yeah.
Yes.
So that's up. Let's give it a custom domain because we bought it, right? Add a custom domain. Let's do it. Why not? By the way, any questions about what's going on so far? We're building a site here. Nothing from Learn TV over here. Okay, keep. Okay. All right. Brochambo.ai. Validate. To add a custom domain, validate. Of course, it's not going to work. Request envelope is invalid. Apex domains must use DNX text token as validation method. Well, how do I do it? Okay. This is not making any sense to me. I guess I could do a CNAME, but I want to do a naked domain. Okay. Custom domain, static web apps. Oh, Cameron's here. Oh no. He's usually like the producer, and he's just gonna be like, oh, Seth, dude. Seth. Oh, I see him. All right, set up a custom domain in Azure Static Web Apps. I think I will. Configure a root domain. That's what I want to do. By the way, those that are watching are like, this. I thought this was an AI show. Yeah, we still Google with Bing to figure stuff out. Okay. Sign in to the website of your domain provider. Set a CNAME record with the following blah. Change your DNS. So it looks like CNAME is the only way to do it. ¿Dónde estamos? I switched over to Spanish. Okay, we want this. So I'm going to go to my domain provider over here. I kind of don't want to show it because I don't want people. Look, I'm going to be honest. Every tech person has this domain name cemetery where all their good ideas have gone to die. I got to tell you about this thing. Sorry, at two-factor auth. I had an idea. This was like 2001. Me and my brother were like, hey, we should make a site where everyone signs up, and then you can sign up to be each other's fans, and you can write things on their page. I've had that domain name for like 20 years. It still mocks me. Okay, we go to advanced DNS here, and we want to change the CNAME record. Let's change the time to live to automatic, and we're going to CNAME this, boom, like so. And then we'll do an unmasked. Okay, and then what do we do? What was the other doc? No, not this. Not this. No this. No this. Okay. Configure the CNAME, and then CNAME. Okay, then we do another CNAME record here. CNAME record, and this is going to say star, and then www.rochambeau.ai. Okay. All right. So let's go here and let's see if it works. Rochambeau.ai. Validate. Ugh. It's always like you got to wait 48 hours. Ain't nobody got time for that. So what I'll do then is I'll leave this and we'll move on to thing number B. Okay. One more time. No. Let's just do a thing where we just click it. Let's click it real good. Okay. Kevin's telling me you have to use the C name to confirm the custom domain. Yeah, that's what the docs are telling me. I know that on app service, you can actually create a text record to do the domain validation too. I didn't know if you could do that on static. You can bring how to configure a root domain in Azure Static Web App. The article shows you how to set up. Here, I'll just put you up, buddy. Thank you, Kevin. Absolutely. That's what we did. It's like you and I were in sync, man. Or ma'am. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything. All right. I'll leave this. But Delightful Hill 002 is where our Rochambeau.ai thing is going to live. We already deployed it and it worked. We can quibble over how to. Well, I can work on this. Like, you all don't have to watch me type stuff in here because this is. But ideally, I'm hoping that we'll be able to create a main page where you can actually play, right? Because I know this is React. Okay. Where was I? What was I doing? Ugh. Oh shoot! Did I get out of the portal? Portal? No, I did get out of the portal. Oh no, there it is. Let's try one more time. No. All right. So I'll figure this out, but this is what you have to do. But sometimes DNS takes 48 hours. It's like I just updated a record in somebody's database. Why does it take 48 hours? I understand it's because the information has to propagate in the cache of all the routers. I understand. Thank you. Frank Worlds TV is saying, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who hoards domains. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to hear the domain name that I bought to make this fan thing where people could be each other's fan? Like literally, I could be steering humanity in a better. I don't like this one. What is this? What is this? Sorry. Thank you. Next. That's better. I could be steering humanity the right way. The domain name, get ready. netfanclub.com. Still own it. It laughs at me every time I go into my domain names. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to actually create a new folder to download to get some data. Let's move this out to main here. Okay. So here's the deal. You remember I had customvision.ai. Let's sign in. Man, I gotta sign into things all the time because we don't trust anybody. Okay. So here's the rock ML yoga pose. I don't want to go there. I share this with a lot of other colleagues, so there's a lot of. I don't want to go to yoga pose, not because yoga is bad, but because every time I see yoga, I'm like, yeah, my body can't do that. And if I tried to, there would be noises. So remember we made all these pictures. I want to get all of them. So let's do that. New file. Let's do some Python. We're gonna do some Python here. Let's do download.py. Okay, and I'm probably gonna need some secrets here. Okay, and these I'm gonna have to do in secret because there's certain secrets that you need for using the SDK. So let's go here and let's do custom vision SDK Python. Custom vision SDK. By the way, if all of you are wondering where is the AI happening, This is AI. Like building models is literally like the funnest part, and it's like you have to do all this yak shaving. If you don't know what yak shaving is, let me just bring up a cool definition. Yak shaving. Such a good definition. Any apparently useless activity which, by allowing you to overcome intermediate difficulties, allows you to solve a larger problem. Yak shaving. 80% of machine learning is yak shaving. Thank you. All right, so we were going to look at this thing, how to use the SDK, because I want to download the things, right? So obviously we want to, let's see, what Conda environment? Conda and list. Yeah, I have an environment. Oh, I have so many environments. Ooh, let's just make a new environment for Rochambeau, or I'll use Torch because I'm gonna probably use PyTorch. Conda activate Torch, boom, and then what we'll do here is we'll tell the Python version that we're actually using Torch. So we'll go down here. Where's Torch? AMX. Torch, where are you? LTV, MLT, switcher, no, Tlaloc, no, Pygame, Torch, there you are. So now whenever I run this file, right, it'll just be like, oh, it's PyTorch. So let's go back to this thing over here. Do we have this? Let's try. I'm just going to copy this because I'm an awesome programmer. Good, like copy and paste. Oh, jeez. Wrong file. Okay. If shoot, I always forget what this is. I don't like just putting things in a file. Maybe it's just I'm dumb like that. Yeah. I always forget what it is. They're called dunders. Dunders. There it is. Basically, what this says is when you run this file, if you're running this file directly, do these things. The reason why I like doing this is because I like being able to pass this around this function for someone else to use. If you put it in just a file, it'll just run the whole file. I don't want to do that. So main, and then we want to do secrets.json. Okay. Cool. Secrets, and then we'll just import JSON. And we'll just say with open secrets, comma read as f. We're going to say equal JSON.load, and then I think you can pass it. Oh, you can actually pass it the file. I don't know. Let's try. Let me try with the file. That way I don't have to open the stream here. Oakley dokley. Okay. And then okay. And then this is going to be a dictionary. So print keys dot keys dictionary. Okay, and then we'll try this here. Key one. So the reason why I'm doing this is so that I don't have to divulge my keys to y'all, because I don't want to do that. And then if I keep it in the file, right, I don't have to check in that file, and y'all will know what to do with it. Use your own keys, right? Okay, so let's F5 and see what happens. Python file. Okay. So secrets.json, F10. Oh, no, I have to do the file thing. Stop. Okay. I'll create a custom launch file, Python file. This is so that and then we need to make sure to change the current directory. CWD CWD current directory. By the way, if I'm doing stuff really fast, just COD VS Code current folder. Okay. Oh, here it is. File name dir. Okay. Boom. So basically what I'm doing is now anytime I press F5, there is this configuration. I can call it like, let me change it to like run the files, right? And you can see up here, I'm actually running the file. And then also notice that it's activating the right environment, which is super nice. So now when I go back and run the files, it'll do that. But I can't do it, so I got to do with open secrets, and then we'll do as f. We'll do this. And we'll not forget the colon here. And then let's see if this works. F5. Run the files. Here we go. I just had to hit F5. Okay, so let's see if this works. F10. So notice that it has the keys, and then if I... Cool. Okay, so this is working. Cool. So now what I need to do is let's figure out this quick start. So it looks like we need some... We're not doing prediction. We're just doing endpoint and training key. So let's put those in there. Into my secret. Endpoint and then key. And what I'll do is I'll put those in there secretly so that y'all can see. And let me just F5 again real quick. That off. And you should see endpoint and key. Cool. And then what I'll do is in the there is no get ignore. We'll have to add that. .get ignore, we're going to add secrets.json. Okay, so this just provides a layer protection or obfuscation for the secrets you need to add from Kevin. Yeah, so here's the thing. I want folks to be able to actually use the code, right? Because it's all public. But I want to make it in such a way that like when you run it, I want you to have the code, but not the secrets, right? Because the secrets are for me and for my thing, right? What I'm building. And it makes it easy so that you just know, it's just a file called secrets.json that has the keys of the right thing, like the endpoint and whatever. And I just don't check it in. And so this is a standard way of doing things. I should probably write like a library to just do that. That way I don't have to worry about it, right? Okay, so we got that. Let's go over here. Code examples. Authenticate the client. Okay, so let's do that. Boom. Okay. So we're not doing predictions. We're literally just trying to download stuff, right? So the cool thing is here is now I can say keys endpoint, right? And you can keep this code here, and then you don't have to worry about it. So then we'll do keys dot key. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. Okay, and so what we want to do is we want to download the pictures that are already there. That way we can just use the same, because we have all these pictures, right? It's like, I don't know, 500. And us programmers will go to great lengths to not have to go to great lengths. It's just in our nature. It's just what we do. Let me go over here, make sure there's no comments on Learn TV. Okay, cool. By the way, questions. Just I'm gonna take your questions. Like this is more like we're all just hanging out, making something cool. Well, remains to be seen. Something cool. By the way, let's see. No. Okay. Refresh. Validate. Ooh. Okay. Turns out that it should just work because I did the CNAME redirect. Oh, Rochambeau.me was the other one. Oh, can't reach that page. Oh, we'll figure that out. DNS is... They think it stands for does not suck. I think it's quite the opposite. All right, so let's go back here. We have the trainer and the credentials. So from the trainer, we should be able to trainer dot and get some goodness. So we want to actually get tagged images. And we need a project ID. So that's another thing that I'm going to need in here, which is a project ID. ID. Project ID. Boom. So what I'll do is I'll go to like my secret screen. Here, let me show you my secret screen. Here, 1, 2, secret stuff. Secret stuff. I'll probably go to secret stuff screen when I'm putting the keys in there, and then we won't have to open it ever again, right? Which is nice. Okay. So let's go to the code here. Get tagged images. So then we can just say project ID would be keys and then project ID. Looks like there's a take and a skip. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll leave it there, and then we'll just, we'll just run it and see what we get. So images, images, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay. We may have gotten to the place where it's time for the secret stuff. Okay. Let's see. I need to get the keys and put it in there. So I'll go to Custom Vision, and in the Custom Vision. So we're at I go to the gears, and then I can see I have my keys and my endpoint. So I'm going to actually put them in, but you can't see it. So this is the endpoint. Then let's do the key. Right here, and then the project ID also I need. There you go. I got it. Okay, and I'm deliberately not showing it to you because, as you know, secret stuff is happening. Okay, and now I can literally close that file and not open it again. So we can go back to this here. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I just filled those keys out, and now it's real easy to go back to the chat. So I want to make sure I can see what people are saying. Cool. All righty, let's run it and see what happens. Oh, no such file, secrets.json. What happened? This is, like you make something work and then all of a sudden it like stops. What are you telling me? Okay. Let's try one more time over here. What? Does anyone see what I did wrong here? This literally just worked. Maybe it was this thing. This caused a problem. Maybe that caused a problem. Let's take that out. Because I mean, this literally worked before, right? All right, let's try one more time. Okay, I think I know what it is. So let me put this back. I literally have to hit F5. If that's it, I'm going to be so mad. Oh, jeez. I don't think this does the right thing. Oh, I know why. Okay. I know why this doesn't work. So basically, it just says run this file in the terminal. But notice it's not going to be in the right folder. But because I described in this launch.json, I say change the directory to where the file is, then of course it will work. So that's why it's working now. So let's go back to downloads. And so we're going to F10 this trainer. Endpoint. Okay, so let's do this. Let's make sure that I have the right key. Now I showed you all my keys. That's okay. I'll have to change them anyways. So it's in there. Let's do this. Let's stop this. Now I'm gonna have to change my keys. Dang it. So let's see if it got the right keys. Maybe there's a problem with oh, I hit the wrong thing. It's F5. F5. Here we go. So endpoint. Oh jeez. Endpoint. Oh my gosh. I have 5 minutes. And I spell it endpoint. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, it's okay. Leave it. Stop. Okay. So we'll go. We'll put the line break here, and then we'll just say like Q equals 1. That way I can have the breakpoint here. Looks like I only have like 3 minutes, but here we go. Here we go. All right. So here are the images. Boom. So it looks like I have some of the images now, and I have to download them. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave this for next time. I will check this in. Basically, what we're doing is we're trying to get our data set to build our model, right? I just want to use the same data set as before. All right, my friends. It's been a delight to be with you all. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to let everybody know for the next episode of the AI show, it's going to be February 5th. What's new with speech? Custom neural voice now in GA with Edward Un. Neural voice is absolutely a ridiculously cool thing. You should totally check it out. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to record an AI show just like we did before. And then hopefully we'll have people will submit some cool projects, etc. Let me make sure. Any comments here? Thank you very much for coming. I know you there's a lot of stuff you can do with your time. And the fact that you're here is super awesome. I'm very, very grateful that you are here. Let me make sure here. So you can see my face for a second. I'm very grateful that you are here. I appreciate it. And again, if you have any comments or suggestions, you can totally look me up on Twitter at Seth Juarez, or literally just email me, seth.juarez@microsoft.com. Happy to do that. We'll get some of these things sorted, and hopefully on the next show, we'll make some more progress on our Rochambeau.ai project. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to be out.